So anyway, guys, so what I'm doing now is watching television while I'm speaking to you while listening to music, and I'm enjoying myself. I'm looking for a better way of life. I'm making sure I can thrive around life. I'm making sure I'm doing my best job to promote myself as much as I can. But I have to get my finances on check, in terms of in check, because I see plenty of people having kids and they have money because they work 9 to 5 and they're not on disability support pension. And I'm learning very quickly that I have to do the same thing. But if worse comes to worse, then I get it that I then am not cut out for having kids in this lifetime. But whatever happens, I understand everybody is my brother and sister. And I'm learning very quickly about just helping myself to improve. So what I want to do is increase my finances, but to do that I have to make courses, I have to do a better way of life, I have to stop smoking cigarettes, and I have to do a better way of life. But I'm a non-smoker now. I quit smoking. I'm trying to do the best job for myself. I'm trying to develop myself as much as I can, so that I'm learning very quickly about hunting down a predator of mine, which is nothing, and I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to deliver content. So I want to develop myself in different ways that I can, so I can grow myself. And I'm listening to music while watching TV, while watching and speaking to you guys at the same time. So I'm developing a strategy, of course, where I can develop myself and learn to strategize around music and doing my life much better. But I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to pace myself and control myself to the best extent possible so I can develop. And I'm learning how to perform and outperform myself in the best way possible. So that's much more how I feel. I'm learning. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about life. So I need to grow, I need to develop, I need to talk more words, I have to find a way, So it's about controlling yourself and making sure that you dominate your space, and making sure that you're learning very quickly about how to perform and outperform yourself and how to grow. So it's much more how you need to develop yourself in the best way possible, and you have to document every word of your life, and you have to understand straight away that you guys deserve the best. So it's more how you need to grow yourself in the best extent possible. So to grow yourself, you need to develop. So it's much more how I'm understanding life happens for a reason. So it's much more how you need to develop. But as you develop, you learn, and you learn different aspects of life, and you learn how to grow, and you start speaking much more, and you talk more. You talk more and you learn how to grow. But life happens for a reason, and you must understand straight away how I'm learning about life much quicker than ever before. And I'm learning how to grow myself in a different way, and I'm using different methods of persuading myself to grow. So I'm learning very quickly about life, so I need to help to perform and outperform myself in different ways. So I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I'm listening to music and doing more music composition as well. And I'm doing my music production and music composition while talking to you guys. So all I'm looking to do is just grow myself in different ways, and I'm looking to perform and outperform myself in the best ways possible, and I'm making sure I'm growing and developing myself, of course, because it's very important, and it's very important to grow. And you must learn to expect nothing in return from people, so you can grow yourself, and so you can develop a strategy to outlive life. But if you really want to live life, then you have to understand straight away how you have to achieve your goals and how you have to develop strategies to grow, and you have to develop yourself into a better person. So it's much more how it is. So it's much more how you have to develop. So as you develop, you learn new strategies and skills to outperform yourself and to outperform life. And you learn along the way how to develop, and you make sure that you never scratch yourself, and make sure to talk about something. I mean, that's the whole point of life. So just to be able to talk and to be able to persuade yourself to succeed is the ultimate way of life. So it's much more how I feel. So as you grow, you learn, and you learn different areas of life. So it's much more how I am. So it's much more how you have to outperform yourself to grow and to learn and to dwell upon something new every single day. Is a new fashion and a new strategy for life. So I'm understanding when I'm watching soccer, I am also performing to do my content. I'm understanding straight away that I have to work the 9 to 5 eventually. I have to increase my responsibility, and that's the way it is. I mean, that's the only way to live life, is to outperform yourself, and you have to learn. And that's the best way forward. So as you grow yourself, you learn, and you're learning different skill sets and different ways of being. And as you learn, you grow, and as you grow, you have something to talk about, and you find better ways of improving yourself to love life. So it's much more how it is. So as you grow yourself, you learn, and you learn different techniques and skills. So it's much more how it is. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself to absorb a better life for myself. I never gamble. I never play poker ever again. I'm learning to pace myself in a better way. I never go out during nightlife. I never go to restaurants. I never eat out at restaurants because I have no need to. So I save money this way. And I'm using the 1 hour rule. I go out of the house 1 hour of the day to just outperform, to go get shopping goods and services, so I can develop myself to become the best version of myself. It's much more how it is. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about loving my life, and I'm delivering content so that I can grow myself differently, and I'm learning different ways of strategizing around what I do, so that I can picture a greater life for myself. And it's much more how I feel. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about developing strategies to help perform and outperform myself, to grow life, to make sure I'm speaking much more words, and to find a better deal. So I'm learning very quickly about understanding that the single life is much better for me. And I'm understanding I have 25 years. I have 25 years to make a kid. I have a lot of time. I have a lot of time to be able to grow myself in my business. But that's just the way it is, and you have to find a way. And you have to find a way to grow yourself and to perform. And I have to make sure every single night before bed I charge my phones, and I put my phones to charge before bedtime. So that way I'm growing myself, and I'm helping myself to develop So I'm learning different artifacts, I'm learning different ways of being with myself. I'm making sure that I'm learning very quickly about developing a greater method forward, and I'm learning very quickly about listening to as much, in terms of to listen to as much music as possible, because it makes sense to do so, and I'm learning very quickly about life, so it's much more how I feel. So as I develop myself, I'm looking to expand and I'm looking to grow myself the best way I can, and I'm performing and I perform myself, so it's much more how it is. So that was a foul throw. See, anyway, I'm learning to grow myself the best way I can. And I'm developing myself in the best way possible, so I'm learning to do a great job for myself. I'm looking to expand, to grow myself the best way I can. And I'm helping myself develop, because that's what you need to do, and you need to develop yourself in different ways, and you have to understand straight away that there's always a way to grow yourself differently, and as you grow you learn, and you learn different skill sets and different ways of being and different ways of doing things, so that you can expand yourself and grow. But I'm pretty happy with myself. I'm understanding I have to be happier. I see there's always a way forward, and I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to do a great job for myself, so it's much more how I need to develop. So as I develop, I'm looking forward to doing a greater way of life, and I'm helping myself to grow and to learn and to prosper. I'm understanding straight away that the more I speak words, the better for me, and the more I learn along the way how to succeed. But I'm understanding that disability support pension in Germany and overseas is never the option for me, because pension never gets you far in life. But it's much better to work for what you do. And most people are stuck in 9 to 5 jobs, and they work 9 to 5 jobs so that they can survive in life. And it's very important for them to do so. So I see straight away how I'm learning how warehousing work is never for me. I'm understanding that people are working right now, and they're actually working over there right now and doing pickpacking. And I never need to do pickpacking, so I'm learning how to develop. So as I help myself, I'm learning. So it's much more how I feel. So as I grow myself, I'm developing myself in the best way possible, so that I can do a better job as well. See, it's much more how it is. So you have to find different ways of improving yourself, and as you find better ways to improve, you have to understand straight away that there's always a better way to improve yourself. So that's what I do, and every single day I'm learning very quickly about life. So that's how I'm growing myself. I'm growing my ability, I'm growing my strength and authenticity, developing myself in the best way forward. I'm uploading everything into YouTube as much as I can, and I'm developing. So it's much more how you guys need to develop yourself as well, and you have to learn how to grow, and you have to learn how to be abundant. So it's much more how it is. So as I grow myself differently, I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I'm learning to develop myself, and as I grow myself I'm finding a better deal. So it's much more how it is that you go through life and you find better deals. So it's much more how it is. So as I'm learning much more, I'm helping myself to develop. So as I develop, I'm helping myself to improve. And how do I do that? I talk as much as possible. I provide as much content as possible. I'm learning very quickly about developing myself in different ways, and I'm helping myself to learn, to grow, and to prosper. And that's what you guys need to do, and you have to grow yourself differently, and you have to find a better way. And that's the way forward. So it's much more how it is. So as I develop myself, I'm looking forward to growing myself in different ways, and that's all I can do. I mean, all I can do is grow. Every single day I grow. I learn to prosper. I learn to become abundant, and I'm helping myself to love life. And I excuse myself in different reasons and different ways forward. I move forward in different ways. I make sure I'm becoming abundant every day. And now for my future, I'm understanding straight away I need to make money. I need to make money moving forward. But I'm understanding that the Australian lifestyle is going away from me. I'm understanding it's going away from me. And I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to improve, so that I can develop myself moving forward. So that's how I feel, and how I feel is I look for better ways to deal with life, and that's what I need to do always. And as I develop myself, I prosper, I succeed in different ways. I make sure every single day I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to control myself in different ways. And I'm helping myself to develop so that I can grow. And every single day now I'm always learning how to control myself much more. I'm developing myself in different ways. I'm making sure I'm growing, and I'm helping myself to deliver information, so it's much more how it is. I'm learning how to grow. And yeah, I see as I grow myself, I'm learning how to grow. I'm learning different skill sets, I'm learning different ways of being. And I'm understanding my dad's gone into Mira's house and he's enjoying himself. I'm enjoying myself too. I'm learning to prosper to the best extent possible. I'm understanding that my dad's not going to live long for this life. So he's only got a few more years left to live. And I'm learning how to go to my mum's house and grow myself. I'm learning how to grow. So I'm helping myself develop. I'm helping myself to develop. And I'm delivering content the best way I can. I'm understanding that I'm growing myself differently. I'm helping myself to improve. And I just made 3 vocal tracks. with one vocal track. I made 3 different versions. I made 3 parts to a song so that I can grow myself and so I can learn. And it counts, and it's just the way it is. I'm learning how to grow. So I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I'm developing myself differently, and I'm helping myself to grow. I'm learning how to develop myself much better now. And it's much more how I'm learning. And as I grow myself, I'm looking to develop always my ideas, and I'm looking to solve problems as much as I can. I'm looking to be smart. I'm a smart individual, and it's much more how you have to be very smart in life. And you have to work smart, and you have to do smart. You have to figure out how to get into debt to make money. And now that's different for me, because you have to understand straight away with real estate, you have to save for the down payment, then borrow that money and rent it out to somebody else. It's the only way forward, and it's the only way to pay off a house moving forward now. And then you make money, you make money later on in life that way. But for me, I have no need to do that, because Jesus Christ tells me never do it. I said Jesus Christ tells me never get real estate in your life and just rent out real estate. I said Jesus Christ wants me to plan on his life and look at his life as a guide moving forward. I said Jesus Christ wants me to work a 9-to-5 job. I said Jesus Christ wants me to work a 9-to-5 job and to make events around people. I see that's what Jesus Christ wants me to do. And Jesus Christ wants me to be effective in what I'm doing all the time. So I'm growing myself, and I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how it is. So I have to get my music on radio shows. I have to broadcast my music on radio shows, so I develop myself much better. I'm learning how to make music, but I'm glad I do have music in my life. I'm glad I'm a music producer. I'm glad I can make music because it's my passion, and I just stuck to it. I stuck to one thing, and I'm becoming successful in music production. And I made some nice and beautiful tracks. I have to admit, I made some nice and beautiful tracks. And I made some music that rocks my boat. I'm just learning to perform and outperform myself in different ways, so it's much more how it is. And I'm helping myself to improve. I'm learning how I'm growing myself in different ways, and I'm helping myself to perform and outperform. But that's how it is, guys, and you have to learn somehow. You have to grow, and you have to learn how to grow. I'm understanding over here it's 36-minute Australia and Saudi Arabia 0-0 in football in 2021 in November. And I'm learning very quickly. I'm outperforming myself, and I'm delivering content as much as I can so I can grow. And I'm learning. I'm doing a great job. I'm developing myself as much as I can. I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing the best job I can. And I'm helping myself to do a great job for myself as much as I can. so I can grow. And it's important to record yourself in your life, and moving forward you have to constantly be recording your life and constantly be doing something to improve yourself. And that's the way it is, and you must understand straight away that life is very simple, and as you grow yourself you learn and you grow in different ways, and you help yourself to improve. And it's just the way it is. And you learn, and you learn different ways of improving yourself. So as you learn you grow, and you help yourself to improve, and as you help yourself to improve you learn different skill sets to improve your life, and you learn some new words every single day, and that's how you improve. So it's much more how it is. And you listen to new music and you learn very quickly about life, and you learn that life is on your side and that life wants you to win. But make sure you get around the good side of life and be good and learn to prosper and learn to increase strength in terms of what you're doing in life. But if I was to die today, then I left my life in YouTube. I left everything into YouTube. I try to upload everything into YouTube as much as I can. So I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to coexist in a better way, and I'm helping myself to grow, and I'm learning. I see it's much more how I need to do a better job, so I understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly, and I'm starting my sentences with I, and I'm learning in different ways, so it's much more how I feel. I'm helping myself learn, so it's much more how I feel, and how I feel is different, and how I feel is I need to grow. I see it with kids. I understand straight away that with kids, the kids are coming in my life. But I have to find a wife. I have to find a woman. I have to find a woman who wants to be with me and who wants to have my child. And that's different because I see other people doing it. So I'm understanding that I have a chance, but if it never happens, I really never care. If it never really happens. But if it does, I do care. I do care if it does, and I don't care if it doesn't. So if I end up single all the way in my life and no woman wants me, then I ask myself why, and also I then just move on with my life. Because it's a much easier lifestyle being alone anyway, and taking care of yourself and being alone and stuff like that. So you have to get yourself around a community of people, and you have to learn to vibe with people, and you have to learn how to communicate to people, and you have to learn to grow. And it's much more how it is. So it's much more how it is. So I'm learning very quickly about life. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about helping myself grow. I'm developing. I'm developing different ways of growing myself differently, and I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm helping myself to prosper. I'm investing in my music production as shown, and I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and that's how I feel. And as I grow myself, I'm helping myself to improve. So it's much more how it is. So you always need to learn to grow, and you guys need to grow yourself in different ways, and you have to learn how to speak as well, and you have to grow the best way you can. And you have to find out eventually how to make kids and how to deliver content and how to do everything. But some of you may never want to have kids, and that's totally fine. And it's totally your choice as well. And you have to learn to communicate with people. And as you learn to communicate, you find new resources and you find a way to grow. And you find ways to improve. But that's not the whole point of life. And the whole point of life is learning different ways of helping yourself grow, and it's much more how it is. So you learn and you grow, and as you learn and you grow, you find ways to improve yourself, and you help different people with different aspects of life. But I'm understanding that the online life, I'm trying my best to ask Jesus Christ what to do with my online life. I see Jesus Christ says keep going and try to just do a better job. I see Jesus Christ wants me to go work in a 9-to-5 job because, yeah, I see Jesus Christ really wants me to get rich and he wants me to become a millionaire. But if not, then he wants me to make a life for myself. See, he wants me to do good, and he wants me to have everything in this life. Because God gave me everything. I mean, Jesus Christ gave me everything that he could in terms of his life to support me and to help me grow. So it's much more how it is. I'm learning, I'm providing for myself, I'm delivering content the best way I can. I'm moving forward the best way I know how. And I'm learning. I'm helping myself to improve, so it's much more how it is. And you have to be important, you have to do something to grow, and you have to learn. But as you learn, you grow and you thrive upon life, and you help yourself to pronounce yourself much better. So it's much more how it is. So it's much more how you have to learn to appreciate yourself. And you have to see life as a blessing. And you go through life one step at a time and one day at a time. And I see that Jesus Christ says that these people who are investing for the future, I see Jesus Christ says that you just invest for the present moment and invest everything right now only. So most people are trying to save for a retirement fund. I mean, they're trying to save up in terms of superannuation and stuff like that, but the superannuation is the 401k, and you never save up for the 401k, but you have to understand that the 401k is never something that you can retire off, and you have to understand that most people want to retire and they want to do nothing, but you have to do something and you have to have passion. So throughout my life I have a passion of making music, I have a passion of life coaching, I have a passion of doing something about my life. So the time now is 9 o'clock in night time. So I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm understanding that Australia played better in the first half, and helping myself to improve. So it's much more how it is. So it's much more how you guys have to grow and you have to learn how to develop yourself, and that's how it is. But life is like that, and life happens for a reason, and you have to go around life doing many things to help yourself grow and to perform and outperform yourself. So it's much more how as you grow yourself you learn and you thrive upon life, and you help yourself to deliver content, and you find better strategies to grow, and you learn different artifacts and different ways of living life. And it's much more how you have to grow and you have to develop yourself, and you have to promote your content, and you have to promote something around life, and you have to do something in life. I'm learning how my dad and mum give me everything that they can to support me and to grow me personally, and they try so hard to help my life, to live life. And my dad's given me virtually everything, and so is my mum, and they're trying their best for me as well. So I'm helping myself to deliver content, and performing and outperforming myself as much as I can. So it's not sure how I can speak to you guys while listening to music as much as possible, and it does help me grow. But Jesus Christ wants for me to just look up to Jesus Christ as much as possible, and to grow myself differently, and to find ways to deal with life, and to be a non-smoker also. So Jesus Christ wants me to be a non-smoker, and to never drink Coca-Cola. So it's much more how it is. So as you grow you learn, and you deliver content the best way you can, and you help yourself to perform and outperform the best way you can. I'm not much of an alcohol drinker. I never drink alcohol again. I never need alcohol. I see it's much more how I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm helping myself to improve. I'm learning to perform, and I'm helping myself to grow. So it's much more how I ask Jesus Christ what to do about investing my money. So Jesus Christ says invest in yourself the most, and yeah. I invest all my time in myself, and I'm learning how to invest all the money I have into myself. I see my dad's barely getting by, and I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I'm understanding straight away that I'm delivering content as much as I can. So I'm delivering content to help myself to improve, and I'm learning. So what I want to do now is just grow. I want to develop myself. I want to help myself to move forward so I can grow. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to a better way of life. I'm understanding that I have a working holiday coming up for myself. Otherwise, I'd be at home with my dad on a disability support pension, and I'd just be right here doing my own thing and just practicing my craft and skills for a good amount of time, being single and all. And I understand how this life goes over here. Being alone and all, I understand straight away how I feel. So it's much more how I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm understanding that no matter what, that if I lived in Australia all my life, from this point on, I'd be on a disability support pension, and eventually I'd be looking to go and study something on fee help. I'd be going to study about social work in master degrees and stuff like that. And then I would go and apply to be a social worker. And then I'd make a life for myself that way. And I'm understanding that I can't do that. And then once I make a certain amount of money moving forward, I'm understanding straight away that from that point I move forward, I go and help myself go from that point. So it's much more how I'd get started right away working as a social worker. And I go and have case studies with people, and I go and get with them and have a conversation with them and stuff like that. So I'm learning very quickly about helping myself to deliver content this way and providing a service, of course. So it's much more how I feel. I'm a life coach. I'm developing myself. I understand straight away that I'd go study straight away. I'd be studying to get a social degree. As a social worker, I'd be working as a social worker. But I can do that in Germany. But over there in Germany, I'm not sure if they provide a master's degree on fee help over there. I shall ask my mum to study as a social worker over there in Germany. And I'm learning to ask my mum to study over there as a social worker, to become a social worker. I mean, let's have a look. I'm understanding straight away, I'm learning very quickly about life, so I'm developing myself, and I want to ask my mum this, I want to ask her this. Say, Mum, for Germany, is it possible to study to become a social worker? Like, would the government give me money to study to become a social worker once I get the Croatian passport? I see that's much more of something that I want to do. So it's much more how it is. So I'm growing myself. So as I deliver my content, I'm providing much more emphasis on what I do. I'm helping myself to perform and outperform myself in better ways of life. So what I want to do is just grow. I want to help myself to do a better job. So for YouTube, I asked Jesus Christ, what do I do on YouTube? I mean, how do I grow my social media following? I see Jesus Christ says, keep going and keep delivering content and try to just promote yourself as much as you can And I'm trying to promote myself as much as I can. I mean, if it never works out, then that's alright. I see so far it's not working out as much. See, it's not working out for me as much as other people. I'm not sure why. I asked Jesus Christ, why do people never follow me on social media much? I see Jesus Christ says that they have something else in their mind. See, they don't believe that I can help them. See, they never believe in me. But that's alright. I believe in me. I see it's much more how I'm not Chris Benoit, but I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm helping myself to do better. I see Chris Benoit as someone who killed his family. Yeah, I'm not that type of person. I'm not somebody who kills my family. So I'm learning how to grow, I'm learning how to develop myself. So it's much more how I need to grow. So as I grow myself, I learn, I grow, developing myself in better ways. I'm helping myself to deliver content, and I'm learning, I'm growing myself, and that's the whole point. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about life, I'm learning different areas of life, I'm learning different skills, I'm helping myself to improve, and I'm learning. So it's much more how I feel, so it's much more how I feel. I'm learning very quickly about life, so as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm delivering as much as I can to prosper myself and to help develop myself. Because that's what you guys have to do, and you guys have to learn to perform and outperform yourself the best way you can, and you have to learn how to grow. And that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is growing yourself differently and helping yourself see a nice and beautiful way of life. And you have to do a great job for yourself. And as you learn, you grow and you outperform yourself differently, and you learn different artifacts and different skill sets and different ways of improving yourself, and you learn. I mean, you learn different skill sets about life, and you help yourself to grow. So it's much more how I need to do that for myself, and I need to always grow myself differently and help myself to improve. So as I grow myself, I'm learning how to do a better job for myself, so that I can grow and so I can do something to help my life to succeed. It's something I never do always. So I'm learning how to perform. I'm learning how to put everything into audio programs as much as I can so I can grow. And that's how I feel. I feel much more alive. I feel different. And I feel that I need to grow myself. So I'm learning. I'm helping myself to grow. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful about my life. I'm thankful for what I have. But what can you do? When life goes on, and I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and I need to have a family for myself as well, and I have to learn to find somebody for my life to succeed, and that's it. I mean, if no woman wants me, then I'm happy with that. I'm happy either way. I can be a loner, or I can be on my own. I take care of myself and I enjoy and I relax. So it's much more how I feel. So as I grow myself, I'm learning very quickly about life. So it's much more how I need to grow anyway. So as you learn, you grow, and you find different ways of growing, and you find different way of learning for yourself. So it's much more how you feel, and as you feel, you grow yourself differently, and that's how life is. So I'm learning. So as I grow myself, I'm developing myself, and that's the whole point. So you have to grow and you learn, and that's how you have to grow. You grow through learning, and you grow through making sure that you can outperform yourself in different ways moving forward. And I see Australia as dominating Saudi Arabia in terms of skills, and I'm helping myself to develop. So you have to learn how to grow, and yeah, I mean, learn how to perform and outperform yourself, and learn to grow, and then you help yourself to do a better job, and you find new ways of talking, and you find something to say, and you help yourself in different ways, and that's how you grow, and you go through different ways of thinking. So you put yourself on the spot, and you talk and talk and talk, and you talk until the cows come home, and you learn, and you have to outperform yourself. So it's much more how it is. So what else does Jesus Christ want from me? I mean, Jesus Christ wants me to learn and grow. I mean, he wants me to follow him, of course. I mean, he wants me to just day by day learn something. I mean, learn bit by bit in music production. Just learn bit by bit. I mean, learn something bit by bit. And go and learn how other people make music, and then make music differently, and so it's just like that. And that's what you guys need to do also. You guys have to become music producers as well, and you have to learn how to grow. I want to see if Jenna replied to me. See, so Jenna Evans is somebody I work with on multiple tracks with vocal music. I see, so she said, "Oh, I see what you mean now. They all look and sound great. I'll let you choose, but I like mix one if I have to choose." So the design looks cool. A lot. I see, yes, okay. I've attached a photo of me below. See, she has a photo. She wants. I see. She wants a photo of herself. I see. She wants a photo of herself with me. So I have to do that. I'll put a photo in. I'll put a photo in so that I can start to rebel about this. So it's much more how I feel. It's just 3. So I'm learning, I'm developing myself, I'm growing myself, I'm helping myself to do a great job for myself at least. So she wants to be in a photo with me. So let it be that way. So it's much more how I need to do videos of me and Jenna. So I have to go and develop myself differently, and I have to outperform myself. I have to do this again. So it's much more how I feel. So well, let's just do that. So Jenna Evans can come inside. So she wants to be in the photo with me. So upload media. I'll just go to recent folder. See screenshots. See, hold on. See recent. I have to upload content into YouTube. See, it's much more how it is. So what I'm doing now is I'm uploading content into YouTube with me and Jenna Evans. So it can be like that. So it's much more how it is. And that's mixed too. So I get a video. You get a video. And yeah, I'm learning to grow. I'm learning to become abundant. I'm helping myself to deliver content. I'm controlling myself. I'm developing myself as much as I can. And what else can you do? I mean, you have to grow, and you have to learn how to speak, and you have to learn how to talk for yourself. So it's much more how it is. So I have work to do. So I have mixed two, and I'm learning how to develop myself personally. So it's much more how I feel that I'm growing myself and I'm learning to develop. And that's what you guys need to do. So anyway guys, so what I'm doing now is just sitting down and relaxing. I'm looking to do something. I'm looking to become a better person. I'm looking to talk and just to never frustrate myself, but to have good frustration and just develop myself. And yeah, I feel much more privileged that I do have a life. But what I found out recently was that I can get myself disability support pension in Germany, and I can go that way. And I'm learning very quickly about understanding to never rely on the government for anything. But I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to prosper. I'm learning to succeed. And that's how I feel. So every single day I'm learning how to grow myself in different ways. So what I need to do is read. I need to consume content. I need to become a better person. I need to develop myself especially. So it's much more how I feel. So what I want to do is grow myself to the best extent possible, so that I'm performing and outperforming myself. So it's much more how I feel to grow differently and to help myself to live life. So it's much more how I need to grow. So it's much more how I need to understand much more about life. So I have a life, and life is different. I mean, life is happening for a reason. So what you need to do is thrive upon life, and you need to find the words to say, and you need to develop yourself. So what I want to do is just grow, and it's much more how I feel. that I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to succeed. I'm learning how to do life much greater. So tomorrow I can make music. I can go make music. I can go make music, but I can go and study someone and how they make music, and it's much more how it is. I'm learning quickly about life, so it's much more how I need to grow. So as I grow myself, I develop courage and patience. I talk it up, and I do a better job, and that's how it is. So what I want to do now is just grow.
Šta će da se dogodi?
So anyway guys, so I'm here at home and I'm doing my life over here, and I'm just growing myself in the best way I can. I'm learning how to grow. I'm learning how to do a better life for myself. So what I want to do is read something, but at the same time I want to grow, and I want to lift myself above and beyond. I want to walk around. I feel I need to grow. I need to do a better job. I need to make sure I'm prospering and becoming abundant. So what I want to do is try to call my mum. I'll try to call my mum. I'll give her a call. And let's have a look if she picks up or not. So let's have a look. See, I'll just say I'm doing music production. I'll give her a call. So I'll see if she's gonna wake up and if she's gonna pick up my phone call. So I'm calling her right now. So let's have a look if she picks up. See, it's just the way it is. So I'm learning how to grow myself and I'm developing. But it seems sloppy in my communication because I'm just doing I'm just relaxing, I'm just trying to grow myself. And I'm developing myself, so it's much more how it is. And I'm learning how to perform and outperform myself. So it's much more how I feel. So what I want to do is grow myself differently, and I feel I'm learning how to grow. So it's much more how I feel. And I'm learning how different people have different requirements and different ways of being. And I'm learning how to grow, so it's much more how it is. See, it's much more how I need to grow myself. So as I grow myself, I'm looking to dwell upon life. I'm looking to help myself to grow. And that's it. I feel that I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm helping myself to deliver content, so it's just the way it is. I'm learning how Jesus Christ wants me to just keep going. So it's much more how you get one life to live, and that's it. And you only have one life in life. So I'm learning how to grow. And what else can I do now? I mean, I can do some music production, but I feel like doing I feel like doing myself over here. I see it's much more how I feel like walking around and just dwelling upon life. I love I see it's much more how life can get boring. But am I bored? I'm not bored. I'm not bored. I'm just looking to do something. I'm looking to strategize. I'm looking to upload content. I'm looking to relax. I'm looking to understand that life goes on. I mean, life goes on, guys. And I'm learning how to grow myself differently, and it's much more how I need to grow. So as I grow myself, I'm performing and outperforming myself the best way I can. And I learned that I love Jesus Christ, and I mean that I love Jesus Christ. But sometimes my brain says I fuck Jesus Christ, and it's really that I love Jesus Christ. And it's much more how I feel that I'm learning very quickly about life and moving forward. So what I want to do is grow. I want to grow myself. I want to adapt to a better way, and I want to learn how to grow myself personally. So that's enough from the air condition. I said it's enough with the air condition. And what else? I mean, read. And that's it. Why don't you try to do the best job you can. And that's it. I feel like just growing. I'm growing. I'm also dying at the same time. I'm growing and dying at the same time. I mean, that's how it is. I love it. And I'm learning how to develop. So that's much more how it is. So as you grow yourself, you're learning very quickly about life in terms of helping yourself to grow. So it's much more how it is. And I'm growing myself differently, and I'm making sure I have a great time for myself. And I'm learning how to develop. But now, since I'm understanding, since I grow myself differently, I'm holding up better. But I'm holding on to a greater way of life. I see Melbourne Cup Day is on tomorrow. And Melbourne Cup is a racehorsing event. And the whole world is watching that show. But Australia's watching. And I love it. I'm learning how to develop myself. And life goes on. I mean, life goes on. But I have some beautiful tracks with Diego Bay. And I'm learning how to grow myself. So it's much more how I feel. I'm growing. I'm developing strategies to grow. I need to help myself to improve. So it's much more how it is. So as I grow myself, I'm looking for better ways to improve. But life is different, and you have to read something, and you have to grow. And you have to grow yourself. And you have to develop strategies to grow. I see, am I bored? I'm not bored. I'm just trying to do something. I'm trying to relax. I'm trying to help myself to grow. And I'm learning something different. I feel like understanding that there's so much work to do, that I'm ahead of the game now. I'm ahead of my content, and it's all going up on YouTube. So whatever I do is going up on YouTube. And life goes on. Life goes on. What can you do? All you can do is grow yourself and talk to people if you want. I I mean, you can go on Clubhouse and you can talk to people if you want. I never do. I do. I just never talk to people on Clubhouse. I never need to. But it's much more how it is. And luckily I'm not in prison. I can walk around, I can go to the shops. I can get myself something to eat. I mean, do you understand? I'm not in prison. I asked Jesus Christ what's going to happen with that knife in the gutter. So Jesus Christ says, let it be. I see what's going to happen, Jesus Christ. So Jesus Christ says, they may let it go. So Jesus Christ says, they'll let it go. Or Jesus Christ says, yeah. So I threw a knife in the gutter. So hopefully they'll let it go. But Jesus Christ tells me so. And I'm learning very quickly about life. But I feel like making music, but trance music is on its own. See, it's on its own. And it's different. I'm learning how to do some music composition. I can do some music composition. And what I do with music composition, I just listen to the melodies of the music. I love that. I listen to the melodies of the music. And yeah, I can do some music composition. I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm helping myself to improve. So it's much more how it is. So as I grow myself, I'm learning, I'm growing. And what else can you do? What else can I do? I can do music composition, I can talk to you guys. I can read something, I just have to develop. I never feel like talking to other people. I never feel like talking to other people right now. See, my dog's awake and he's chucking her shit. And that's the way it is. Say Bundy. Say Bundy. Say how are you, Bundy? Huh. I'm learning, I'm growing. I was talking to my dog. I'm uploading content online. And constantly you have to be uploading content. And that's just the way it is. See, this woman's opening up her eggshells. See, she's opening up eggshells. See, it's much more how it is. See, little baby crocodiles. Huh. See, it's the way it is. See, now what I want to do is grow. I want to help myself to improve. I'm learning how to grow. So it's much more how I ask Jesus Christ to plan my lifestyle. I ask Jesus Christ to plan my lifestyle. I see Jesus Christ is up ahead. I go to my mum's house and stay with my mum. And what else? I ask Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ says also get a 9-to-5 job. Get a 9-to-5 job. What else? I see make a kid if you want. What else? So you continue to do your music production and life coaching and go in front of people doing it. See what else? See, that's pretty much it. So Jesus Christ tells me quit cigarettes and caffeine. quit cigarettes and caffeine. And what else? I said live your life. I said live the life you live in a better way. I said it's much more how it is. I see the 1 hour rule now. See what else can I do. Let's see, I'm moving away from Australia. I'm moving away from my mother. I'm moving away from everything in this life except Jesus Christ. I understand that, so I never need anything of this life except Jesus Christ. I'm not lying. Actually, that's the way it is. I see, because Jesus Christ is the way, and you must understand straight away that you need to grow yourself, and you have to be able to grow. So what I'm doing now is growing myself the best way I can. I feel like drinking some coffee. I can have some coffee for now. Drink some coffee. And yeah, see, it's much more how it is. Grow myself differently. So it's much more how you guys have to grow, and you have to perform, and you have to learn to grow yourself. So it's much more how it is. So I'm a bit sloppy in my audio program right here, but I'm thinking of what to say and what to do. And I'm making coffee now. Make some coffee. And once I make some coffee, I go and just drink the coffee and talk to you guys. I have to hone my skills. I have to do music production. I understand some people out there are trying to make money because they want a holiday somewhere. I realize they want to go on a holiday. So what I do is I grow. I mean, life is different for me, personally. See, it's the way it is. I'm growing myself differently, and I'm helping myself to improve. And what else can you do? I can go on Clubhouse. So that's it. I can make some music. I can just relax. I have some vocals coming up. I have 2 vocal tracks coming up. And I'm developing myself, so yeah. I'm learning very quickly about life, so it's much more how it is. I'm developing myself the best way I can, and you have to grow, and you have to learn to expect nothing in return from people. And yeah, I see it's much more how it is. I see now, as I grow myself, I'm learning to expose myself as much as I can. I'm learning to be in the spotlight as much as I can. I did all that on YouTube to get to this point, but it's worth it. I at least have a YouTube channel. I have a legacy. I mean, people can watch me. And I give a ton of ideas. I give a lot of ideas toward life. But the nightlife is over for me. Personally, I'm not going nightlife at all. And why is that? Because my body cannot take it. I see my body cannot take nightlife, mate. I see nightlife is too much for me. I mean, clubbing and all that. I can go nightlife if I'm DJing. Because that's work for me. I mean, that's my work. But to go night clubbing every single weekend, gosh, it's not for me because I have no car as well. And I understand straight away that I never need a girlfriend if I have no car. And you have to have a car for yourself. Or you have to have a car if you want a family of your own. Or you need a car if you want a family of your own. Or it's the way it is. Or you have to be able to pick up your man or woman and drive them somewhere instead of having to take the bus with them. I mean, you understand? So it works out. So it's much more how it is. And you work for it. And life happens. Ask Jesus Christ, is that the case? I said, Jesus Christ says exactly. Or if you need a car. And I understand millionaires say that. I understand millionaires say that you never ever get yourself a car. But get yourself a car because you need a family of your own. If you want that. But if you never want a family of your own, then you never need a car. I understand that. So what else? I understand straight away that without a 9-to-5 job, I have no girlfriend without a 9-to-5 job. I understand that straight away. I mean, no woman wants me if I'm getting money from my mother. I mean, do you understand? Or no woman wants me if I'm getting money from my mother. I understand that. So, life is coming and life's going to say, Danny, it's time to work the 9-to-5. And it's time to get yourself a job. And it's time to make a family for yourself. And yeah, I'm understanding plenty of people are in this position where they have a family and they have a car. And they're working 9-to-5 jobs, just like everybody else. I understand that. I asked Jesus Christ, is it possible for me to get a job in Germany with English? I said, Jesus Christ says, yeah. Yeah. It's always possible. I grow myself differently and yeah. I'm learning to grow. I'm learning to explore and help myself to deliver content. So what I want to do is develop myself. So it's much more how it is. I'm growing, I'm developing, I'm helping myself to improve. And yeah, I see plenty of people working 9-to-5 jobs now. And most of them have no legacy, I promise you. But I see how many videos you have to do online to just be called somebody in life. So you just build your own YouTube channel. You build your own YouTube channel and you start growing slowly. And you put in the hours to work and to communicate with people. And you can choose to interview people if you want, or you can choose to go solo, and you can be a solopreneur who goes on a journey to win life over on life. And it's much more how it is. And what else? I'm ahead of life, but I need to do better. I see first international flight touches down in Australia. See, there you go. See, today is the 1st of November. That's the way it is. And my coffee's ready. So what I do is I have a little teapot, and I put cold water in the hot water. Because I'm making black coffee, and black coffee has to go on the stove with some water, and you heat the water, and eventually the water starts evaporating from the teapot. And what you do is you place some cold water inside the teapot because it's hot water, and then you drink coffee. I have my Paris cup. I remember Paris. I was in Paris not long ago. Actually, long ago. I went to Paris a long time ago. And I'm learning to grow myself the best way I can. And that's the way it is. You learn how to grow yourself. I drink some coffee and I'll make some music. I've been struggling with my music production. I've been struggling with the trance music.